we'd like to welcome you from Learn IG, and today we have Adarsh VU, who was one of the administrator of the regional SIGs. So, Adarsh, would you like to give a small introduction?
Yes, sure, Shreedip. But thank you so much for having me. So it's my pleasure as well. So yeah, myself, Adarsh, I'm basically from India. So I am one of the founder and the president for the Internet Society Rural Development Special Interest Group. And also I am one of the joint secretary for an ISOC India Hyderabad chapter. And also I'm actively being participated in the community and having multiple fellowship opportunity from the APISIG 2021 and even from the SENOG and even from the Internet Society IETF fellowship and the BDSIG and being a part of an Indian School of Internet Governance as well from multiple years. So I'm one of the active participant and in the community to encourage the youth and basically I'm a techie. So wherein I majorly work in the Internet of Things sector. This is my short brief.
Okay, thank you for that short brief. Now, let me ask you. Let me dive into the real question. Now, you said you managed the rural SIG. You are the founder. So, how challenging was it as a youth? Because especially if you look at our internet community in Asia Pacific, youth are not given the opportunity. I mean to say, it is very hard. People don't trust you. They have other issues as well. So in such scenario, you were one of the founders of the Rural Development Special Interest Group of Internet Society. So how challenging was it, and how was your experience with it?
Sure. So that's like a very interesting question to answer. So when the initial days, even when I look into an as a being as a youth, so to my career, mainly during my academic. So I was completely blank about the Internet Society or as about the governance sector. And even I don't have any aspects or any ideas till I come to my career life. So that was like in my late enter where my youth, where I have a lot of time to contribute and even to learn especially. So I was felt like that though when I engage with the youth. So when I understood what is internet governance, what is internet society, or else what is the other aspects mainly, and when I being looking into the academics, so still even in the Asia Pacific region, so many educational institutes and so many organizations are not bringing an awareness or not bringing an opportunity for the students. The main reason I felt like okay, so even the faculties don't know, faculties are not aware about it. So that's what the most of the time or as the day duration of the students or the youth will go in the institutes, that is from morning 9 to till like evening 6 or till 8 it will go. But that's where the students will grab the knowledge. But the mainly I felt like okay, faculties itself don't know, organizations itself don't know. So that's where we need to fill the gap. Especially that's where one person guiding the one person, it can reach to 100%. So that's where we need to grow the community. That's one point. And the other point, we are discussing a lot of stuff. I felt when as a layman I entered to the governance, I understood the aspects, different aspects, what are all the sectors, what and even when my first fellowship IETF, when I went to the IETF fellowship, I was so totally sad that so many youth with the age of 20 have an IETF draft for their working groups. When I look into my country, home country in India, we have like an zero. The youth is don't aware about that aspects. The technically, if I talk about it, and not only even in the different sector. If I when I started to understand about an internet governance forum, how many youth from the Asia or as from my country or as from my neighboring countries, they are actively participating in this. So that's like a very sad sector is okay, very less. So the point I thinking then, where how can we fill the gap? How can we bring awareness? And also one more thing I found that as the core vision or mission of us is to make internet is for everyone. So in the pandemic, we all felt how the difficulties and how the challenging is there to make the internet available for the rural areas, and even so many educational institutes are there. Now in the whole world, if we consider, so nearly 65 to 70% is completely covered within rural areas. And most of the areas and most of the remote places have zero internet. So then we thought the lot of discussions are going on, and we need something specifically only to concentrate that area and to something to fire up, something to boost up. So we need to work on that aspect area. So that's where we have pitched into an a rural development special interest group. So mainly not only the technical aspects, it could be an law, it can be policies, it could be an different any governance, internet governance aspects. We took into it, and we started to encourage not only the students, we did for an faculty development programs, even the multi-stakeholder, different multi-stakeholders as well. So this is how it grown from the zero to till now.
Yeah, quite an interesting experience that you had. But let me ask you, let me get into the center point, put you in the center light. How challenging was it for you being a youth to manage the rural development sake of internet society? That is my main question.
Okay. Yes, that's a very. To be frank, it was very challenging. So when I as a youth, so when I enter into it, and if I tell I'm doing something, so no one will take it seriously. So that's one thing I felt. Oh, the public is not taking. Oh, this guy is coming and telling something. It's like internet governance. Okay, so that's one. And another something part is giving an opportunity. So that's we need. Youth need an opportunity. Then only youth can do a lot of stuff. That's what we understood. So the opportunity is missing for a youth. We may think like, and so many opportunities the governance and big are giving up, but the fellowship and all is not supposed to be a week of opportunity. Something in the which can make it for long term, long duration opportunities are required for the active youth. And even when we wanted to go and teach something, the materials, documents, we are completely lack of materials. We didn't found the lack of materials as well. So to be frank, we started to prepare our own materials for the governors to go and teach. So if I tell orally, so if I tell like an orally for talk of 1 hour, and even any of our officers talk for 1 hour, so the 5 minutes talk can sit in a mind. So I can talk like someone can talk about an 1 hour of internet governance, what actually it is, how can they get involved, how can they participate, how can they contribute. So only 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes also memory will go off in next very in a day or two. So we need some materials. That's what we missed it. So we started to work on the materials. And in a country like India, so the language is like a really challenging part, because we started looking at the rural sector more than the urban. We wanted to look into the rural. If I go and talk to a rural youth, so there is like a local language students are there. So even the local language students go with an 11th, 12th standards, and they want to understand if I tell like an internet governance, the term itself for them to understand it is to digest it, it's complicated for them. So we wanted to tell in their local language. We need to explain them everything, the aspects in the local language. The documentation is also very challenging part. So, and one more thing, to explain in their local language, we have to be proficient. So we need the experts in that local language as well. So we found, okay, if I want to explain to the local language, if I go and tell everything in English, it won't work. So then I need to find a local person. So the local person, it means he must know the internet governance aspects or the internet related aspects. That is also very challenging part. And in addition, not only teaching them how to engage them for long term, because we can go them and we can teach them for a day or two, then we will come back, and it's not supposed to go off. So we want them to get engaged for the long duration, and we want to get them to involve in the discussions, and we want to understand from what are the challenges they are facing, because the rural people, the rural youth, or as the rural region community, what they are facing, the problem is completely different from the urban. So the discussions of the meetings not supposed to happen with that community. So they have to involve. So that's what we found, like a lot of gap we have found it, and we tried the best to make it. So these are some of the different challenges we have came across.
All right. Quite an interesting experience. I mean to say, like the gaps are quite different because the people who represent and the people who don't represent, I mean to say, are unreachable from the current scenario of awareness and capacity building. There's a big gap. And that's where the whole problem lies. I mean to say, there is a certain level of awareness or education that is happening, but it is not reaching the grassroots. So these kind of interaction and people like you can certainly make a difference in such scenarios. And thank you for that enlightening experience as well. So now I would like to ask you one more question about, what are the challenges in terms of the resources or communities? We have different communities these days and different fellowships that are there. So what do you think is the major challenge in these fellowships that we are lacking? Because as you mentioned, at the grassroots level, at community level, the values are not going out there, right? It is very hard to reach. There are no resources. There are fellowships that are happening. There are a lot of organizations that are spending a lot of money, but at the grassroots level, things are not moving ahead. It's few of the people who are going to all these events. So, what do you think as a youth should be done, or how can we change the next generation, or how can we reach out to them?
Yeah, this is also like one more very interesting question here. So fellowship comes up, and only the known community within the circle it will be get distributed, and the very selected persons will just apply and it will go. It's not supposed to be like a selective. It's not supposed to be like a predefined. So the majorly we are lagging to make the fellowship opportunity to reach to everyone. So yeah, fellowship opportunity will come in a website, but is that the question is it reaching to the needed ones? So we are missing that part. So as I told, yeah, fellowship is there, it opens up somewhere in the group, it will be get circulated. But if we talk, we talk about multi-stakeholders. So if I consider that aspect, so this opportunity is to encourage the persons to get involved in that, to encourage especially. So to encourage, before that, we need to make sure that the fellowship opportunity, there is an open opportunity, that kind of an opportunity, is it going and reaching to everyone? If you ask me, completely 100% zero for the rural sector. So because rural sector, we are not supposed to forget and to work only for the urban. So it's completely not reaching at all. We have to concentrate mainly in that aspect. Okay, fellowship opportunity. I don't know how many the rural people are get involved. So do we get the fellowship opportunity yearly? Like, and sometimes in a thrice in a year, some organizations are offering the opportunities. How many rural, or else how many the required? It may be from different aspects. The maybe from the educational institutes, or every, is it the fellowship opportunity reaching to the every, it's a global opportunity in every country, every area, every region. Is it reaching out? So are they interested? Are they applying it? We don't know, because that's one more thing. And one more thing, the selection process also, we need to look into it, because as a layman, first time, okay, I will look into it, the fellowship opportunities there, and I will apply. So that it may be not impressive, because I don't know what is internet governance, because the fellowship opportunity is to give an opportunity to the first person, or else like the first time those who are coming up to the involvement with an internet governance or internet society activities, or else maybe any other. So at that time, as a layman, completely I don't know what is, or for example, if I'm applying for internet governance fellowship, I don't know what is happening in the internet governance. So during the selection process, also I feel bad, like, and some aspects, if we keep it, some conditions, if we keep it, we may won't reach that one, because as an applicant, I may won't able to give in that standards, because I'm completely blind about what is going on internally. So after once I get experience, I can come up in that standards. So that is also the second thing I would like to mention. And one more thing is not the encouragement of fellowship opportunities there in the national level, and in the specific regional levels and the global level. So many opportunities are there. So the number of fellowships are very good, though I recommend, like, and even we have to give more number of opportunities for the in upcoming days, because the youth crowd is very big. The youth, the count, if you look into it, is very big. So like, in a year, only giving a 5 members or 10 members, 20 members opportunity is very less, if you ask me. So the numbers we need to increase, and the activities we need to increase, like in virtual, even the virtual training, like in Learn IG, it's doing up. So we want to much more training sections to be done. So that may be like in some certified programs to attract the youth to get involved, to make them pre-ready for the governance before entering. So those things aspects probably will be very good, I hope. Yeah.
So now let me ask you a straight question. What do you think are the major challenges for youth, youth leadership, youth in the internet community, in the current internet community?
Okay. So to be frank, in youth, in the current community for youth, they made a community like an youth internet governance forum or some youth community. So it's not like keeping a youth only in that community.
That community, so
So
true.
yeah, the youth has to be get involved everywhere.
Everywhere.
Some communities, very experienced persons are there. I felt, to be frank, the youth is not getting an opportunity to get involved. So
So
every
true.
time the same experience is going and sitting back the same place, and
So true.
it's not supposed to be a closed opportunity. So I felt like the youth, if you keep up a lot of opportunity, the youth is not in repertoires. Youth is not only for in volunteers. So
Right.
youth
So true.
need,
So true.
they're not supposed to be in the only like attending the section, make a report and to give a report. Not the youth is in that aspect. The youth have a lot of knowledge. We need youth to make it an open opportunity for youth. They need to enter to these in all the level. The youth have a capacity to contribute, and in all the level, youth can raise their voice and they can bring the solutions as well. Youth we can bring a lot of solutions, lot of discussions in the aspect. So that opportunity is missing up, to be frank, because youth is not only for YIG or for any other communities
So
out there.
true.
It's youth is not only
So
for a
true.
closer group. Yeah.
So I think
That's
when we go into discussion about what youth leadership and youth engagement is, with my experience, like I've been engaged with the internet community for quite some time from 2007, and what I've seen is when you see a youth, what the community does is they put you in a certain sector where they want you to learn. They don't want to your experience, or you are kind of like isolated if you identify yourself as a youth. So that is a problem in current internet community, in our internet community. And I think that is what is the problem, because the whole problem with the youth right now that we are facing is we have the issues. We are the ones who are currently challenging the system, right? I mean to say, we have the problems, we have the solutions, but there is this rigidity that pushes us back, saying that you're not experienced and you're not up to the level. And I think they don't look to us as we are part of their legacy. They see us as a competition. So what do you
right.
have to say about this? Have you encountered anything?
To be frank, I would like to mention, yes, I came across. That's why it made my words to express here. I faced that one. So I'm actively being a part of an ISOC and for the community from like an 2012 and 2014, probably proactively being involved. So it's like a youth has some challenges, man. If I go and if I mention anywhere, so it's like an isolated, as you also
Right.
told. Like, I'm like, I don't want to be isolated. Oh, go and get involved into an YIGF, or as like an just an example I'm taking up. So, whereas youth communities that go and get involved, youth community is just to encourage or to increase the involvement of the youth. So once the youth is experienced and understand the completely governance sector, so there must be an opportunity for them high level. So we must give soon open for everyone. It's not like
So
closed,
true.
only experienced or I professionals, not enclosed one. So I faced, even not, I'm not explaining it in global level. I personally felt in the national level activities as well. I personally felt in the regional level. So this is somewhere I'm missing the opportunity where because of being a youth, is it a problem to get involved? Is it I'm missing the opportunity? So everyone tells that youth is required, but when we try to want to involve
Right.
with it, so they will bring age. They will look into the age. Okay, this guy is like
Right.
below. He's not experienced. Isolate them. So this is what I felt like, and even in all the levels, I felt personally the issue.
Yes, thank you, Adarsh. Now, if you want to say anything, or if you want to add up anything, you are more than comfortable to say it now.
Yeah. So this lot of activities is going on. Only main thing, if I want to tell here, is even today, for example, since I'm from India, if I go and talk to, just I'm taking an example as a country. If I go in India, even at the top institutes, we will tell IITs, IIMs, or as like, and the top education institutes, if we tell, if we go and tell, if I, as a technical guy, to be frank, even if I ask my colleagues, those who are from IITs and all, where the protocol will get standardized. So if I ask them, who will develop the protocols? I don't know. And where? Oh, IEEE? So that's only the question. So
Right.
they don't know where they can contribute. So they don't know. They don't know the word ITF, or
So
they
true.
don't know the research. To be
So
frank,
true.
still some of my colleagues, those who are working on foreign research area, say they don't know how to define the problem statements. There is a platform, go get involved there and get an
So true.
opportunity to involve, contribute. So they don't
So
know.
true.
So many organizations working a lot, and a lot of funds are releasing, a lot of budget is utilizing. So but still we are seeing a lot of gap, from even though it's not like a 1 year 2 years, it's going on from so many years.
So many years. So
So
true.
yeah, we are still not able to cover this gap for, I'm not talking any rural or remote now, I'm talking about the urban, very top
General.
level institutes.
Mm,
This is
mm.
not done. So I personally feel this has to be covered first. So if that's covered, then only we can grow forward. And as a youth, I can tell, like as I mentioned, so youth need everywhere. And then the age not supposed to be a scene for an opportunity, and the knowledge has to be seen. And yeah, that's what from my side.
Yes, thank you, Adarsh, for doing this session, and I hope you will further go on in doing what you do best. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shredeep, so much for this opportunity. It's my pleasure to being here and to share my experiences in my government sector, what all I have faced. Thank you so much.